3 months that we have for the season is to correct the technique. Here, the club kids that we have, and they know a lot about swimming, they can be a very good help for you. They can go in and what and demonstrate, they can teach, they can get feedback to the other kids, and it's very important because they'll have a role, a very good role, reason for them being there. Beside, you know, winning the points and the medals. We're going to help other kids to develop, and will be, you know, role models for them without to be perceived that they are okay club kids and they are doing you know, elite stuff. So probably will be better for the whole team, for the integration, the team spirit. Of course, what I would like to see a little bit more will be more cooperation between club coaches and high school coaches as much as possible. I mean, in about 15, 16 years that I'm in this business, I got about 2 or 3 contacts from the high school coaches. And I'm up there if you have any questions to ask or anything that you would like to know related to your swimmers or related in general to the sport of swimming and competitive swimming, I'll be there to answer those things. And I know that sometimes in some club coaches they are a little bit apprehensive about high school swimming. I always like to have my kids swimming in high school. And I'll tell you very fairly and very straight there. I had kids or parents coming to me saying that high school swimming is not for me, it's too easy or things of this nature. And I said, you know, it's not good. It's not good. You better go and swim there. And the reason is because I see high school swimming as a boost for motivation for the kids. And again, the way we train here for club, when kids they swim, you know, day in and day out, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, it's not very easy. It's not very easy physically, it's not very easy mentally. So they need a boost from high school swimming to get motivated and to, you know, to get the recognition that they deserve from their peers, which is very, very, very important. I mean, they listen to me. They are nice kids. You see, they show up today, but it's even better motivation when they get the recognition they deserve from the other kids in school. It is a role for both, and I think we can do it very well together. And again, the benefit, the way I see it, I told him I work mostly with the same age like you do, and the way I see it is that every time I have to watch a swimmer that comes at 13 in my group and figure out what I can do for him or for her to be ready when they're 18 to go into college and swim there. And everything that we try to do there will help them achieve that goal. That's my role, what I see that I have to do. You have different things. You have probably very important the team spirit, the team role that it's more important than the individual role. And I understand that, but they are not exclusive. They are you know, they can correlate and overlap very, very well. And I'm looking forward to have this kind of cooperation as much as possible. And again, I'm open for it. I want to talk to you a little bit about how we develop this program and how I see, very shortly, how I see these things getting where I want them to be. That means to have these kids swimming in college. We have planning. We have to plan the season, which for us is either long course season, which is in summer, probably from May until beginning of August, or short course season, which is a longer one from September all the way until April the next year. And what we have to do is to plan this season according to the best performance that we can have in the championship meets at the end of it. So what we do, we go from there back and we do kind of cycles there, which are about 2 months, and we have to plan each workout every day. That will do a couple of things. One is overload, stress. We have to stress the kids to get them tired, to get them out of their comfort zone. Then on each cycle we go adaptation, so they have to adapt to that kind of stress. And we play there with different things, volume, intensity, breaks in the sets. And the last part of it is the progression, when the kids are capable to swim a lot faster than before. So you have these phases, these 3 phases that we repeat throughout the season, and it's like a scale leading to the best performance that they can have at the end. It's very important to have very clear goals for us. Every start of the season, I have all the parents, all the kids in my group sitting down for about half an hour talking about what they want to do. So it has to be very clear for them, it has to be very clear for us as coaches, and to understand what they can do, what is feasible, and we go for very specific goals. What cut they want to make, if they want to go to sectional, junior nationals, senior nationals, and so on. What times they want to do, what they want to achieve exactly. Just saying, you know, that it's okay, you want to swim better, you want to do this faster, it's not very clear, it's not very conducive for better performance. We have to work every day on technique. We have to look at how the kids are doing. It's very easy to get, in this sport, being so repetitive, it's very easy to get into complacency and swimming, doing mistakes all the time. You know, it's a saying that practice makes perfect, but if that practice is not right, you just repeat some mistakes and you're not going to get any better. You'll just get probably a little bit better because they grow up and develop, but we're not going to get any better performance as much as they can. This is in very short how we do it there in the club. I have an idea, again from the kids, what happens in most of the high schools that you are running. And I think again that this will be just the beginning of the collaboration that will be better. And I think all the other club coaches, they're open for that.
I have some numbers that I'd like you to make calls.
Okay.
That's how you, the fact that you're even here and saying this, you must be an enigma. Because I'm telling you right now, my kids, it's like they have to hide the fact they're on the high school team. Because, and I was going to ask you, what is it that the club coaches have against the kids swimming on a high school team?
I'll tell you exactly why. In about 3 days, the level of specific fitness in the water starts to decrease. If you take 3 days out of the water, or if the level of training is not where it's supposed to be. And most of the club coaches, they believe the intensity and the workouts they are doing in the high school, they're not matched that.
So I try to split out the club kids that swim, so I do a club.
That's a very good idea. That's a very good idea
practice,
because everybody will going to get more, you know, more out of it. They will not be waste time or idle time, things like that. Sure, there's no question. And you can mix them again. You don't have to run. I don't want to give you now advice. It's just the ideas, right? Because I'm not 100% sure.
Because we want the club
on these
kids to be with us. They want to swim.
Sure.
But it's like, you know, then they're in this situation where they're literally being screamed and yelled at by their club coach.
Right.
If they want to be on the team, then they say, I can't come, my coach won't let me swim.
Well, I think you have a requirement that must be observed. That is about 10 practices
Yes.
for the season, and I think that is feasible for everybody, and the club coaches should understand that. And again, seeing the kids winning in the high school meets, it's very, very rewarding for them, and I understand how that will help them very much. And that's why, again, I insist them and I ask them to go and swim there. I never hold back any kid, no matter how good they were.
As you just mentioned, that there's 10 practices. That's 10 practices that they need to have before they compete.
Right.
As a coach, I made my swimmers see me even after that.
Okay.
I mean, there are certain coaches that, on the club side, that think, okay, once you get your 10 practices, you never have to go back to high school practice.
Right.
Which is not true for most of us.
Okay.
We have a requirement that we need to see them a certain amount of times per week outside of the meet.
Outside the requirement that is by the book, you mean?
The book is only 10 to start the season.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
one rule. And is there any other rule that
but
requires?
I mean, I believe most of us as coaches on the high school level, I know I do, that they also need to see me once, not once.
But that's your rule. It's not that in the book, you mean? You establish your rule. Yeah.
But I'm saying that's where the conflict.
Right, that's correct.
Most club coaches have no conflict with the 10.
That's correct.
The conflict comes after the 10.
Right. Well, that's why I'm here to explain you why that is. Because we have these kids for about 10 years, and if they swim their 6,000 or 8,000 yards a workout, and they go to high school and they swim only 1.5 or 2, well, I don't believe that will help them, again, in 4 years to reach the peak performance right before they apply for college. Actually, it's 3 years, because the junior year is the most important.
But it goes back to that's why there's conflict.
Right, right. So, it should be an understanding from both parts. And again, that's why I'm here to explain my side of it.
The club coaches would
Right.
give us and say, all right, yeah, these kids are mine, this is what they should be doing. How about you let them come to your practice
That can be
and do your
done,
practice at their
that can be done as well. Sure, there's no question about it. And again, they'll be very helpful to to help the other kids with technique and with tips for very important for turns, for starts. I should not say that for the backstop. For starts and for anything else. Again, the bottom line is the athlete. This is what I'm looking at. What helps him or her to get there? It's what they do in the club or what they do in high school. Or how we can combine that to make it better for them. I don't care about what I'm doing here, ultimately, because, again, if it's not helping the athlete, it doesn't matter. It's not important. So I don't make the rules that you don't go there or you go only 10 practices. It's helping him or not, or her or not. That's my take there. So you have to judge on your own there, and you decide on your own what's best for them. For the team as well, but for them in general. I told you, these parents, they spend $30,000 by the time they go to college, at least. With all the travel and meet entries, fees, this and that, equipment. So it's a lot of money, a lot of time that it's put in. And from the club coaches as well. You work with them and you have to be there for all the practices. If they are sick, well, you have, one is sick, you have the other 29 coming. And you have to be there day in and day out. And they're not going to pay that much either. So, there are two separate things there, but I don't think it's so bad that cannot be achieved and get some kind of coordination. It's very important to have communication. Again, I got calls, and I've seen probably 1 or 2 coaches in these 15 years. And even if I go and watch meets, championship meets, of course, I cannot afford to go to all the dual meets. But I try to get involved and be happy with what they're seeing there, and stay on the side and watch. And you see them happy. I see them this past weekend very, very happy there. Okay. Do you have any other questions regarding this? Okay. I want to go a little bit, hopefully, give us the privilege to go in the water a little bit. I have 3 of my athletes here. They're going to go in the water and swim a little bit, and I can point to you a couple of things that I'm looking at in each stroke and turns and starts. Before that, I'll say a couple of things in general about swimming, technical stuff that I think that makes sense and it's pretty important. Very, very simple things there. Things that I try to emphasize and to give feedback to all my athletes. No matter if they are 4'8", which I have athletes in a team like that, or 6'2", or big or small or whatever. Everything works, like all these rules they work for anybody. Very simple. The longer the stroke, the better it is. So you have to look how long is the stroke for anything, butterfly back, breast free. How much is the extension? You need very good flexibility for that. How much is the acceleration in the pool? So all the time you look for how they start, how they finish the pool for all the strokes, from slow to fast, acceleration or speed up in the pool. That's very important. And the vector of the force in the water, or actually I should not say force, actually it's work, it's not force, and you know that better than I do, right? How is the hand is positioned, how the elbow is positioned to have the hand facing your feet all the time when you pull to the water. For most of the strokes, it's a little bit more different in the breaststroke. All the other strokes, the longer the pull with this vector, with palm facing the feet, or how other coaches are saying high elbow position, that will give you the same result. Tempo, fast tempo is very important, but you have to be careful because tempo has to be correlated in correlation with the efficiency. If the tempo is too fast, then you kind of spin in the same place and it's not going to help. Kick, very strong kick, and you can emphasize that in the training sessions. You can assume fast with a weak kick, and you'll see if you see very fast kids, the faster the kids, the stronger the kick is. There are a couple of, I have to make a parenthesis now, a couple of high school records broken by the boys in Florida this past weekend. Some crazy times there. 45 for 100 back boys, 119 for 200 free relay, 128 200 medley relay, 254 for 400 free relay. And
what age group?
high school.
High school.
Yes.
Wow.
254, that would make them final in NCAA Division 1.
Yeah.
That's ball school. The videos are up there if you want to look them, look them up. They are on the internet.
Do they have drug tests?
Okay, so that was a quick parenthesis there. Well, it's a boarding school there. The kids, they eat, they sleep, they swim non-stop there. For the strokes, again, few general rules. Streamline, very important. Very good streamline. So there are very simple things that all the kids can learn from them, and they can improve very easy. Good streamline, good tight position, tight from the extension, not contraction, so tight in the extension there. Good strong core, that will help a lot. For the long axis strokes, that means freestyle and backstroke, good roll, because you're not going to use only the arm muscles, you'll use the back, which is a lot stronger, I should say, right? For the short axis, breaststroke and butterfly, use your body into the stroke, not only the arms and the legs, so the whole body helps. The starts, again, we're going to see a little bit later in the pool if you have patience to stay and watch these kids. Body position, weight on both sides. I like to teach track start when they grab the board and you have one foot in front, the other one behind. Work from the shoulders, pull forward, and then streamline extension, good entry in the water, and keep that tight extension until the breakout. I consider the starts in the turns that will finish with the breakout, not just when they touch the water, right? All the way until come out through. For the turns, you have to look at fast in and fast out. As other coaches were saying, it's like you have a tennis ball, you throw it in the wall. The stronger you throw it, the faster they come back. Same thing, you have to look for the turns. And again, one very simple rule. You go into the turn, this will be as long as possible, as short as possible, then as long as possible. So you go long, short, long for a very fast turn. You have the fifth stroke, and if you watch last year, Joyce Kwak and this year, this girl Carolina, they are very good underwater kick, and that's called the fifth stroke, which helped very, very much, the fly kick underwater. If it's done properly, it's faster than anything except probably freestyle. So you can look at those things as well. Again, if you have any other questions about this. Okay. Well, thank you very much. If you ever get time, I'll have... Sure.
Where is the Guardia Swim Club?
It's pretty close here, Thompson Avenue with Van Dam.
Oh, in Queens?
It's right here in Queens.
Oh, I thought it was nothing to do with LaGuardia High School.
No. Good. Thank you very much. You can go, Chief.